like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Don't forget to hit that. All right, man. Canelo Alvarez is gonna face Edgar Berlanga, the Puerto Rican sensation, 27-year-old, 22-0 with 17 KOs from New York City on Mexican Independence Day. Now, here we go. Is it undefendable, unfuckwittable? I mean, this is not a fight that obviously the fans are wanting to see. We understand that the Mexican Puerto Rican rivalry is there, but it's not with Edgar Berlanga. Edgar Berlanga is a up and coming fighter who still on the road to try to be successful, hasn't fought anybody on the top level, hasn't even competed for a world title, I think. This is a guy who's coming off of a 6 round KO victory over Patrick McCrory. Now, Patrick McCrory is crazy to jump up from Patrick McCrory to a Canelo Alvarez and only defeating Patrick McCrory in the 6th round via knockout. Now, granted, Edgar Berlanga is an exciting fighter. His first 16 fights of his career was 16 first-round KOs, and he was the monster. He was on top. But then his competition stiffened. Then his competition started to get harder. And guess what? Edgar Berlanga started going the distance. Now, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, he's a bum. He was overrated. This and that." And a lot of people like to say things like that. Obviously, his first 16 fights were 16 knockouts. That's very impressive. That's very hard to do in the sport of boxing. Obviously, when your competition starts getting harder, it's not going to be as easy to get those guys up out of there. Are you overrated because of that? Definitely not. It's just your competition got better and you started to step up your competition a lot faster. But here's the problem. When it was time to shine against these guys, he really didn't show up. He really didn't show up when it was time to go the distance. His trainer at the time, Ronnie Shields, um, he was telling him, you know, you got to get some rounds in because it's not doing you no justice. And Edgar Belanga's motto was, I don't get paid overtime. And obviously it showed once he had to go the distance. But Canelo Alvarez, in my opinion, picking Edgar Berlanga to be his opponent on September 14th, Mexican Independence Day, a day short of Mexican Independence Day, going up against the UFC 305, 306 at the Sphere. They will be fighting at T-Mobile Arena. Dog, can you believe this? I mean, I just don't understand. I think that Canelo Alvarez is committing a huge mistake. I mean, who am I to say, right? I just don't like it. I don't like the fight. In my opinion, it's not a good fight. We know the outcome. We know that he has all the advantages over Edgar Berlanga except for height. Everything else is in his favor. So we know what the outcome of this fight is. It's not a challenging fight, in my opinion. I think that this is the type of fight where Canelo Alvarez is gonna go inside of the ring uh and just pummel Edgar Berlanga. This is the type of fight that we're just gonna see, and it's just gonna be over. You know, Canelo Alvarez hasn't had a knockout since Caleb Plant back in, like, I don't even know, years ago, right? But in his last 3 fights, he has had a knockdown. But this is gonna be the fight that we see a knockout in. You know, I don't know what this possibly could be. I mean, you're taking out a young gun, a 27-year-old guy. You know what I'm saying? You're doing a favor for Eddie Hearn, in all honesty, because I think that this is exactly what this is. This is a favor for Eddie Hearn. I think that obviously him and Eddie Hearn have a very good relationship, a friendship, and I think that Eddie Hearn doesn't have anybody for Edgar Berlanga at 168 pounds, So he's like, you know what, man? Well, anybody of star power, right, or anybody that's gonna get him paid the big bucks, you know. But it would have been nice for him to been able to fight some of those guys in there. You know, maybe take on somebody like a Callum Smith. You know, a Callum Smith at 175 pounds, something like that. You know what I mean? Just to get ready for a fight with Canelo Alvarez, at least have one common opponent that you could be like, oh, okay, you know, this is a common opponent that they have, but he doesn't have anything. His resume is not there. It's not up to par. You know, what's he gonna do with a Canelo Alvarez? I don't know. Edgar Berlanga's been talking a big game. You know what I'm saying? And oh, the Caleb Plant fight would have been a perfect fight for Edgar Berlanga. You know what I'm saying? Mark says you're a wannabe Rican. I'm a deacon, man. That's why you're upset. After September, Rican boxing will be dead. What the fuck? Pitbull will make T.O. go back into depression. All right. what the? All right, but yeah, man. So in my opinion, I think that yeah, Canelo Alvarez is just making a huge mistake fighting Edgar Berlanga. It just makes zero sense to me why you would fight Edgar Berlanga. There's one fight that everybody wants to see, and that's the fight that everybody needs to see. You know what I'm saying? I think that that's the fight that everybody is waiting on. Now, could we get it for Cinco de Mayo next year? It's very much possible, but it's getting out of reach. You know what I'm saying? Now we starting to get these favors in. This is gonna be headlined by the PBC. So you know, obviously Canelo Alvarez had that uh three fight deal with the PBC, and I believe this is gonna be the third fight. You know what I'm saying? And I think that third fight was somebody of his choice, and it was gonna be the favor that he was gonna give to uh Eddie Hearn to get his guy paid. You know what I'm saying? Because other than that, I don't see anything else. I don't see anything else. I don't see how you could be like, oh yeah, this is a good fight, or that Edgar Berlanga deserves this opportunity. When other guys just don't get the benefit of the doubt from what Edgar Berlanga is getting from a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that Edgar Berlanga is ready for this opportunity. I don't think that he's worked his way up for this opportunity. You know what I'm saying? It's like you at a job and the new guy on the block, he gets the promotion before you. You know what I'm saying? Just because he was the owner's son. You know what I mean? So like that's bogus. It's unfair. You know what I'm saying? Is unfair. You know, just because he was the owner's son, he got the promotion. He is now promoted, and you are the better candidate. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what we're seeing right now. You know what I mean? Uh, the 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 oppression of David Benavidez. Do I think that David Benavidez has a shot against Canelo Alvarez? I don't, but has David Benavidez proven that he deserves an opportunity against Canelo Alvarez? Yes, he has. 100%. And I would stand 100% behind David Benavidez in that. Um, even if he didn't look good his last fight, I mean, that don't got shit to do with me. Has he worked his way up? Did he fight the fights that he needed to? He fought Caleb Plant, he fought Demetrius Andrade, and you would have thought that after that, Canelo Alvarez would have given him an opportunity. That was a no go. Wasn't gonna happen. So I mean, he moved up to 175 pounds. Now he's at 175, and he's gotta put in more work now because it's not as easy at 175 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. I mean, he might be going back down to 168 because he kind of got spooked at 175, to be honest. Right? But I think that David Benavidez deserved the opportunity. Do I think David Benavidez beats Canelo Alvarez? No, not a shot in hell. You know what I'm saying? But has he worked his way for that opportunity? Yes, he has. So I can acknowledge that he has worked his way to get that opportunity from a Canelo Alvarez, and the respect of the fans to say, yo, David Benavidez does need a shot at Canelo Alvarez because there's no way in hell. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are throwing out David Morrell, but David Morrell is too young. Yeah, he's not even calling out no Canelo Alvarez right now. He's still growing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people want to throw these guys in after two fights that they seen him and the dudes show out. You know what I mean? And then once the competition starts getting harder, then they're gonna start calling him overrated. You know what I mean? Before, when he was getting 16 KOs, 16 knockouts, everybody was saying, "Oh, this could potentially be the one for Puerto Rico." After he went the distance the first time and looked a little frustrated, oh, he's so overrated. Oh my goodness, he's overrated, this and that. Nobody gave him the benefit of the doubt. So it is what it is. I mean, Canelo Alvarez is gonna be fighting Edgar Berlanga. Do I think it's the right choice? No, I don't. But congratulations to Edgar Berlanga and the money that he's about to get, because it's life changing money. I feel like in that aspect, I think that Edgar Berlanga, you know what I'm saying, all fighters deserve to get paid, you know what I mean? And I mean, he's gonna get that check. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna write that check. You know what I mean? And I mean, hopefully it's a good fight. Hopefully Edgar Berlanga comes out the fight, and hopefully Berlanga, stuns Canelo Alvarez in some way. You know what I mean? Like, at least gives him a challenge. Don't get frustrated inside of the ring. There's things that Edgar Berlanga needs to work on. There's things that Edgar Berlanga's already gotten better at, but is he a complete fighter? No, he is not. Is he ready for Canelo Alvarez? No, he is not. Does he have an advantage over Canelo Alvarez? He does not, right? And you could say power, but power to Canelo Alvarez, it just doesn't make sense, right? Because he's gotten hit by the biggest power puncher in the sport of boxing at the time, in Triple G. So and flush on the chin. So there's no saying, you know what I mean, that Edgar Berlanga has any remote chance in hell to beat Canelo Alvarez, unfortunately. Salute to Honduras, man. Salute to Honduras. You know what I'm saying? But like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit the bell notification if you want to be notified, man. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. We out, man. Peace.